Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I've posted. I've been super busy with work. Don't mind my hair, just took it down, and don't mind the room behind me. I'm actually in my son's room. I'm gonna be cleaning it, but I wanted to jump on here and kind of do something a little bit different. Normally, my channel is about like mom hacks, mom tips, things to get your kids involved, ways to give them like vegetables and stuff like that in their food. But today I wanted to do a review of It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I love to read, but it's very hard for me to find a book that I'm really interested in. Most times I find a book and it's just like, oh, okay, like that's cool, don't really care about it. But whatever. But this book right here, It Ends With Us, again by Colleen Hoover, I just wanted to do a review on it because I wasn't prepared for what I was going to read. So yeah, without giving away too much of a spoiler with it, I want to talk about it. So the first thing I want to say about this book is it's amazing. I couldn't put it down. I started reading it not yesterday, but the day before. So today's Thursday. I started reading it Tuesday night, and I literally finished it this morning. It is about 375 pages, maybe a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, about 375 pages. And one thing I will say is that it does have discussions about DV in it. Domestic is part of it. Childhood traumas are part of it. So I'll say that. So if you've ever been like in a situation that deals with that type of stuff, fair warning, it does talk about that. But it's a really good book. It's like a cliffhanger book because she has another one coming out that says It Begins With Us, but it's not coming out until I believe October 18th is the release date, which I'm getting that one. I've already pre-ordered it, so I'll definitely do a review when I finish that one as well. But overall, this book is really good. It's one of those that you don't want to put down. There's moments where you're just like, what the heck is going on? There's moments where you're just like wanting to cuss, you're wanting to laugh, but it's definitely an emotional, at least to me, it was an emotional book, but it's really good. But again, it does do with domestic, and so let that be a warning because I was not prepared for that. If you've ever been in a situation like that, just a pre-warning, because it kind of comes out of like nowhere. Like you can kind of guess it's gonna happen, but you're not 100% for sure. But other than that, it's a really good book. I would not recommend this book to anybody under the age of maybe 16 or 17. I definitely think you need to have a little bit of an emotional intelligence to be able to read this book, just so you can kind of grasp what's going on. It has great messages involved in the reading, which I really like. But again, I would not recommend this to anybody who's 12, 13, or 14, as some of these are triggers. Some of them, of the parts, may be hard to read. It's very sexual as well. It has a lot of sexual content in it. But other than that, I would say it's a really, really good read. I loved it. I could not put it down to save my life. Literally, my husband last night was like, yo, you need to come to bed. And I was like, yeah, probably so, because I got to wake up at 5 a.m. And I found myself that as soon as my eyes were awake and I had done what I needed to do in the morning, I picked it up again and I read it all the way until I had to start work. It's such a good read. But I've never been able to get into a series, and this is the second book by Colleen Hoover that I've read, and I'll do a review on the first book as well, and just kind of put that out there as well. It's called Reminders of Him, but again, I'll do a separate video for that one. But It Ends With Us. I got this on Amazon. I hope this isn't backwards. I'm using my phone. I got this on Amazon along with another book, Variety, something like that, by Colleen Hoover. I'll do a review on that one too. I'm starting it next. And then, like I said, I'll do the It Begins With Us review probably towards the end of October, because it's coming in October. Or it doesn't get released till October 18th, and my expected date is October 20th or 25th for it to be delivered. So that will be towards the end of October. But for the It Begins With Us, or It Ends With Us, sorry, It Ends With Us. This is what the back of it looks like, and it just talks about Colleen Hoover, and it goes over. It says on the back that this book is $16.99, but again, I got it off Amazon, and it was either $12.99 or $9.99. One of those two prices. But real quick, I'll just read the back so you can kind of get an idea. So at the very top up here is where I'll start. It says, sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most. And that rings true for this book. I always read the backs of the book after the fact. I never really read them in the beginning because I don't want to spoil the book at all. So if you're like me and you don't want to spoil the book, cut off the video. Don't watch it after this point, because I'm going to be reading this part in case you're somebody who likes to know what it's about. So it says, Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard for the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. And just like reading that, I don't know, it gives me goosebumps because the book is really good. It is one of those that if you've ever had a first love, if you've ever known parental or domestic relationships, and had as a part of that, this book is going to be a trigger, but it's so good. And I keep wanting to use the word trigger, and I keep bringing up about, childhood trauma and domestic violence and all that, because that's what this book revolves around. Without giving away too much, because it's a really good read. You just have to kind of get over bits and pieces. So I would say if you're in any of those situations, or you've ever been in those situations, recently out of some of those situations, it's a trigger. And again, I do not recommend this for anybody under the age of 16. And even above the age of 16, if you don't have that much emotional intelligence to be able to decipher a real life versus a book, maybe take a step back. And I would definitely have to say, although it's a great read, it's an amazing read. If you feel yourself getting upset at the book, please put it down. It's not completely focused on that at all. It has a great story, an amazing plot line. I mean, I don't know if she's been through some things in life, but Colleen Hoover hits the nail on the head with this book. It is amazing. But I just want to come on here and put out a review, because these are some things I wish I would have known before I read it, so that I could mentally prepare myself. And even never had gone through some of these situations, it still felt like I was in the book. Colleen Hoover writes so well that you literally feel like you're inside the book. So even if you've never had these experiences, it kind of makes you feel like you're in that scenario, and you're like, what is going on? She's an amazing writer. This is an amazing read, and highly recommend. But again, triggers are a real thing. That is okay. You're not alone. This book right here is amazing. Highly recommend. And I'll be back with my next book review. But that's going to be it for It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Again, you can get it on Amazon, and she has a new one being released in October. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm going to upload this video, and then I'll go ahead and make the next video about Reminders of Him, I believe is the title. So, bye.